So here's a bit of a behind the scenes picture. As you can see, the roof has changed. Don't look too closely though. And the headlining also is changing. It's not quite right, as you can probably tell even in that little picture. But we do have screen pillar strips on all six of the pillars of the vehicle. It's getting there. It really is getting there, but there's still work to do. In fact, I think I'm going to have to take out this headlining, because where it gets stretched on the corner where there is stitching, it's pulling apart, and I think I need to reinforce that. And there's, well, a row of stitching on each corner, which has got two ends, so I can envisage just a run of stitch there, another one in there, another one in there, another one in there, another one in 12 basically. So that's what I think I'm going to do next, and then hopefully I can get it put back in again shortly. So having gone to a certain amount of effort to almost fit this in, I now need to take it all out, because I need to do some stuff on the inside of the roof. Want some padding, and my roof stays are not quite as they should be either, so it's all going to come out. So hopefully it'll go in more easily since I've finessed some of the sizing. Anyway, out it comes. Okay, it's out. I've been gluing the new headliner with the posts for the windscreen and all the other windows. My six-legged animal. I've been gluing it into place, and it's a fiddly job, I don't mind telling you. It has to be glued, and you can see I've got loads of clips here. This side has already been done, which is why there aren't any. And I've been using contact adhesive, Evo stick if you will, and gluing it on all down the sides. Of course the pillars have to be glued on this side, and then they have to be glued on that side as well, and that will enable me hopefully to get rid of this wrinkling still happening down there. But it's becoming urgent, because I want to fit the windscreen, and of course the windscreen rubber needs to go on before the glass, or at least over the headliner. But yeah, it's coming on reasonably well. Probably not quite as well as I would have ideally hoped. It's one of these things I was saying to my wife yesterday. I could see myself getting a lot better at creating these headliners quite quickly actually, but as far as I know I've only got one to do, so that's probably the way it's going to be. But yeah, I'm reasonably pleased with it. So lots of clipping, lots of gluing with a brush, and lots of stretching, and it's taken me so far today, I'm working this so far for about, I don't know, two hours probably, non-stop work, something like that. So it's a big job, big lengthy job to do this. And this is the same thing obviously on the back window. What I've been doing is gluing it into place and then going around it with a blade to get rid of the excess, so it won't then poke out the other side of the windscreen or window rubber. So yeah, that's my method. And right in the corner I've actually cut the fabric so that it lays down better. And now, probably this has been on for a while, I can take this off. not too bad. So I now have a bit of a transformation. Now I would ask you not to look very closely at this. I will describe it as temporary paint. But it is a lot better, I think, than red fiberglass, isn't it? And it is vaguely the right colour. And on the inside of the car, I've got the headlining, which is almost there actually. As you can see, it's been glued on with lots and lots of bulldog clips and lots of stretching, a lot of work actually to get the thing into shape. I did make an entirely new roof lining, having done the same task several months ago now, but I actually forgot the pillars that stopped here, and I did consider sewing a piece on by hand, but in the end I decided that would be easier, better to, I'm quite pleased with this actually, to actually start again and sew a piece on, which I did. So I'm just coming towards the end of that, and one thing I have got to think about here, we have an air vent here, there it is, and obviously, well not obviously, this is where the other side of the vent actually is. It has a kind of funnel, flat funnel, so I'm going to need to cut this in the best possible way so the air can actually go through from one side to the other, because it's blocked off. And I suppose there is an argument that says it's kind of, with these little pinholes, it's kind of porous already. It'd be a nightmare to do that with the glass in. So, because the glass obviously comes right up to there. So I think I will have to go for it and actually cut down here and actually make it as tidy as I possibly can. So this is a bit of a high risk moment. I've decided to cut it near the inner edge of the vent, so then the cut pot can be stuck flush to the inside of the pillar, which I think will make it less visible. Point of no return, I think, actually. So I'm going to start up here. Done it now. Yeah, that's not too bad actually. So I need to glue that flap down, fix that part on, which is now detached. So these are cheapo kind of disposable brushes, bought primarily for fiberglassing actually. Wooden handle, so it's a bit more eco than the plastic sort. And this is contact adhesive, aka Evo stick. So I'm just going to, you're supposed to brush both sides and then stick it on, but it's going to be a bit hard to do when the two sides are already touching each other. I've only just noticed that there's actually glass fibres, in fact, visible on the inside of this ventilation moulding. So it looks like this was specially made. Maybe that's quite neat now. Yeah. I have a funny feeling that the original Gilburn headlining trim here was actually black. Did I imagine that? Anyway, too late for that. I've got to do the side windows in there, glue them in, Possibly a little bit of fettling in the corners, but yeah, not too bad. Right, I'll do the side windows now then. I'm on the home straight with this now. I just really need to do this piece over the driver's door, so I'll show you that. There's been loads more of that elsewhere, but this one is the one I'm going to show. It's not very interesting, but maybe just one. This isn't exactly a masterclass because, well, very much an amateur. So this is the second time I've done this roof lining. As I said before, the first time I did it, unfortunately I didn't do the pillars, so my lining stopped around about here. But now you can see I've got a seam here and it goes down the front of the windscreen. And maybe one more. Okay, so that's that one then. And now I've got to do the vertical piece. Now, as I said, there's a lot of trimming and there's also a lot of positioning and working out the best way to do it. In fact, I might do some trimming first here. I've been using these, well, they're basically tin snips, but they're extremely sharp. Get my clips ready. And one thing I'm doing is trying not to pull it too tight, because it does appear to cause creases when you're doing that. So I'm allowing it to be a little bit loose, a tiny bit loose. Pulling it tight where I can, but in some places it is better left slightly loose. Right, well, that is the last bit, I think. As I say, don't treat this as a masterclass. Just take, if you've got no idea how to do this, then treat it as a first early kind of getting an idea of how to do it. And if you are an expert, of course, yeah, don't take the piss, please. That's the best I can manage. Anyway, we'll leave that for a few minutes and then we can set about putting the rubbers back on, which of course will have the effect of clamping it all into place. And as you can see, these are all the trimming bits. Loads of those all over the floor, which I'll have to tidy up shortly. Anyway, I shall set about removing... Ooh, something happened on eBay. Oh no, look! I haven't done this side. Have I? No, I haven't done this side. Alright, well, you'll get another view of how to possibly think about doing this then. So I thought I'd already done this, but apparently not. Right, so another go then. Alright then. I'm going to do some initial trimming where it's obviously way too big. I'm going to snip the corner here. That helps it lie down, and again it's got rather a lot of excess here. I'm trying to make it lay flat. Right, good enough. You can always come back and trim it later. So the same process as on the other side. I think I'll just take a little bit more off here actually. Glue time again. So that's that one. I'm now going to do this one because I'm going to do this one separately from this one rather than doing it all in one piece, because I'm going to do this part after this part, because I think if I try doing it all at one time it's probably more likely to move about. So I'm just going to trim a little bit off the back side of this, which is right. Okay, let's push this round then. Alright then, and now the final straight, which is this part, the A-pillar. So we'll have that bit off and paint the glue on right in there. Okay. And that is all my bulldog clips. Although I have got these bits of windscreen rubber, which kind of can be used a little bit instead of a bulldog clip, kind of like that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, they're probably not quite as nice to use as a bulldog clip, but you can use sections like that instead. Okay, well that's it then. In a moment I shall put the door rubber back on, and that's it. And after all of that, this is the state of my roof, including the headlining. Now I'm not going to claim this is even anything like ideal, but it's doing the job, I think. If you got as far as this, thanks very much for watching. And in case you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. That would be really encouraging for me. So catch you on the next one.